Viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Welcome everyone to another wonderful episode here at Jaws Podiatry. This is a case update. Legitimate young patient, 40. You know, this, when we talk about using YouTube as a platform to reach and educate the world, this patient actually found us, if I'm not mistaken, through our YouTube channel.
Yes.
We've posted many cases on sickle cell disease. A lot of patients, individuals from all over the world. I would say about maybe 15, anywhere between 15 and 20 patients have reached out to us seeking long-term solutions because, sickle cell disease, and we're not going to really talk about sickle cell disease. If you guys want to learn more about this, very unfortunate disease, please Google it. Not the sickle cell trait, the sickle cell disease. This patient came to us about, it was a month ago, and Caesar will go ahead and post maybe the before, right? The day number one, what it really looked like. It was big. And the ulcer was really angry. What's really compelling about all of this story, we were just talking about it, and we have family member here, we have patient here, we have Caesar behind, and myself, is that, for 2 years, doctors somewhere were treating the defect. At one point, and this is just kind of like, this is when I sort of do this, right? And I've seen it and I've heard it all. They recommended they amputate the leg, right? Think about that for a second, right? Amputate the leg. Boom. The quick fix, the solution on a, back then, 38-year-old patient. When according to the patient, they really never really exhausted, right? They never exhausted all of the potential alternatives, treatments. This is these cases, are really dear to me and to the organization, just because when you talk about quality of life, when you talk about transforming someone's life, when someone tells you, listen, we're going to amputate the leg, and then all of a sudden, in desperation mode, the patient, flew, and has been here since to make sure that we're able to heal this defect. I think the family member said it best, and I know that I know people don't like when I talk a little bit too much, but I'm sorry. The family member said it best. There are subspecialists within the specialists, if that makes any sense. Subspecialty within the specialty. And in order, these sickle cell disease ulcerations are, if not one of the most difficult ulcerations to heal. They can definitely, no question, they can lead to limb loss, but do your homework. That's all I'm going to say. Is there anything else that you would like to add?
Yeah. Refer the person to the specialist for the ulcer. Like, she's a sickle cell, but there is a specialist like Dr. Wagner just for the sickle cell with ulcer. And we see the result right under our eyes. Every day it's getting better. And my niece is feeling better, and her mind is better now. She feels like she's going somewhere.
And you bring up an excellent point. because, you know, day one, you know, I still remember, right? Day one, it's a very difficult day. And, you know, as the ulcer, and we are going to do a procedure today, just so that everyone knows. We started with the platelet-rich plasma. We started with the allograft to really, you know, kickstart everything. So today we have elected, at 1 month after, we're going to do another. It's a little bit different, you know, application technique, but we're going to go ahead and we've already isolated the platelet-rich plasma, which will continue to deliver the important cells, all the growth factors, and all these wonderful, yummy goodies, right? To continue our efforts to heal this. When we first started, the defect was this big. Let's take a look. Okay, everyone, so I'm just gonna put the curette here so that everyone can get an idea, right, of the size. When the patient came to see us, it was, and you'll see the befores, all the way over here, all the way over here, right? And now it's this size, okay? You will see with the before, a lot of yellow tissue. The yellow tissue is the fibrin tissue. It's like, you know, the slough. We don't want the slough. This is the slough right here, you see? Where I can basically, you know, and I'm not gonna go ahead and debride a whole lot just because there is no anesthesia. So you see? This is slough. Okay? Now, the patient is okay. I want to remind everyone, sickle cell ulcerations, phantom pain, phantom. For the people that understand that, you know, I'm sorry. And for the people that don't, imagine the worst pain ever. Okay? This is all healthy. This is all healthy, new skin. These defects close from the outside in. This is slough. This is not. These are granulation buds, granulation tissue. Okay, so what we're gonna go ahead and do today, we have already isolated, I'm just gonna put it right here, we have already isolated, this is all plasma. Okay, and cotton balls, we've impregnated them with this is a technique that I like to use instead of injecting. And there's a lot of PRP here. No anesthesia is being used today because we don't want, these are living cells. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually leave these, we're gonna leave these in place. They're fully, you guys can see, you see that? This should not hurt. It probably feels good, no? It's okay. The skin is an organ. Yeah. It'll absorb everything. It's a shame because a lot of the patients that have reached out to us are actually in places where they cannot leave because of the COVID. They just can't. Let it all just marinate in there. Okay. So once we do this, we're gonna put this back. There's another one in there. Okay. All the yellow is actually the plasma. So what we're gonna go ahead and and do now, again, we're not gonna debride. The body itself, okay, the body is doing what it needs to do, which is get rid of some of the yellow sloughy tissue, the gooky tissue. This, and it's leaving behind exactly what we want. We have reached a point now where we're almost there, where I like to call it that critical point where we find the happiest place in respect to the ulcer healing. Almost there. Not there yet, almost. But, when I first saw this patient, let me just put a little bit more. Sorry about that, Caesar. Just let it kind of... Exactly. Gracias, paciente. Thank you, patient. Beautiful. I'm gonna put this back, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this back here. Is there anything that, we're trying to make it a little bit more interactive here, a little bit. Is there anything that, and you don't have to say anything to the world, it's okay.
Just in the past month, I went from not being able to put the foot down to put in bear any weight to now being able to walk. I try to avoid it because I'm afraid of making it reopen, but I'm actually able to walk slowly, which is a miracle by itself. I couldn't put it down. It would be the first pain I went to sleep with, and the first thing I felt when I woke up.
And just like myself, some people have always told me, hey, you should definitely, open up a sickle cell disease ulcer center of excellence and whatnot, whatever you're doing, it's working, and so on and so forth. But just like myself, there are a lot of other clinicians in our arena that also know what they're, that they're very well versed in these difficult to heal ulcerations. You just have to find, those individuals, needles in haystacks.
Yeah. A few of my physicians in Atlanta was the only sickle cell patient, and so
sometimes, and again, we have the good fortune of having the platforms. We just need to do the work, right? Now, this is a very dear case for me, and for the entire organization. These are the patients that, I can't, I am human at the end of the day, and I do have feelings, and I
appreciate it.
I can only imagine if, if
you don't really appreciate your skin until it's not there.
we really do take a lot of things for granted, just in general in life. We got to really be mindful that life is very fragile. Kind of cliche, call it corny, call it whatever you guys want to call it, but the truth is, it really is. Until you reach some, a situation as such, we'll never understand.
Right.
I will definitely, I think this is great. It's been a month. I think that in 1 month we'll give you guys another, we'll give the world another update.
Yes, sir.
But this has been really, really great. I do have a soft spot in my heart. I really do for these cases because I just do. I'm human.
That's what made me seek you out.
For all the non-subscribers out there, subscribe to our channel. If you guys have, I hate to say it, if you guys have enjoyed this video, I think more education, from an educational standpoint, please give us a like. Questions, please, ask away.
Yeah. This is just miraculous because they've been trying to get it to shrink just a little bit. This is the most progress I've made in the past 3 years.
There's no secret sauce. There really isn't. I promise. As always, you know, we will do what we do. We will continue to educate the world, one foot and one toe at a time.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful day, everyone.